Hi, my name is Emily, and this is the Delight Knits podcast. This is episode 47, and today is Sunday, March 3rd. It has been of 2024. Wow. It has been 3 weeks since I've podcasted last, and I've got some things to show you that I've knit on since then. Got 3 finished objects and 2 whips, one that's gonna, and then an item that's also gonna get frogged. So I guess let's get started. I finished last time, I think I showed it, I can't remember, but I think I showed it off this, but I finished this Easy Does It DK is what it's called. It's a shawl, and it's very, very similar to the Sophie shawl and Sophie scarf. So you start on one end and you increase. You get to the middle, you start decreasing all the way to the other end. So it is finished. It is fairly long. This is something that my daughter said she wanted, which is perfectly fine. I won this yarn from a giveaway, and it was not my favorite to work with, but I pushed through and finished the project. So there was 2 skeins of, I don't even know what the yarn was. It's a cotton rainbow changing yarn. But yeah, this is finished. It did not take me that long to finish, and I know I was almost to the halfway point last time, and so it really didn't take me long to make. But it is done, and she can wear it probably next year when it starts getting cold again. I also was working on last time my daughter's mittens. So these are the World's Simplest Mittens by Tin Can Knits. I don't remember who that Easy Does It DK pattern's by, but it is free, and I'll have my project page down below. But I also finished another free pattern of the World's Simplest Mittens by Tin Can Knits, and these have been worn. So they're hair and all that. But I finished these for my daughter. They are, I think, either the adult small or the kid size. I can't remember. It's DK weight is what I used. Ruby and Rose's yarn. I think it's Melancholia or something like that. One of her Taylor Swift inspired yarns. So that's that. They fit her great. And she loved wearing them, and we'll probably get to wear them again next season because it's already getting warm here in Arkansas. And then my last finished object, yes, I had 3, is my son's little World's Simplest Mittens. These are also DK, and these are, I think it's Twilight. It's from Ruby and Roses, another DK that I had left over. So yeah. 2 pairs of mittens done. These I finished like super quick. Like they've both been worn and all that jazz. I didn't block them because they're just kids' mittens. They look great, fit great, and will serve a great purpose. I might make myself some. They're super easy and quick. So that's all my finished objects. I will start with a whip that you've seen before and haven't probably seen in a bit. These are a pair of socks that I started for my daughter, but I'm knitting them in a way that like I can wear them and she can wear them because she's 4 and may not wear hand knit socks. But the yarn is this that I purchased from Hot Springs Fiber Co. a while ago, and I have 1 sock done. It's a little funky, but I kind of did an adaptation. I did a 2x2 rib for 100 rounds, and then I did 50 rounds of one side's 2x2 and one side's just plain stocking knit. So it's very similar to like the Magic Heel, which is really just ribbing it, but it's a great pattern that's got a lot of information in it if you want to look into it. But that's how I did this one. And so I'm marking every 10 rounds just to make it easier for me. I had picked it up from the last time you've seen it right here where I changed color. And then I changed colors again when I went to the foot. So I knew like when I take these off to do the second one. So I've done one and it does fit me and it does fit her with that 2x2 ribbing, which is great. This is definitely a pooling yarn, and you can tell my tension like changed when I picked it up too, because it was spiraling and then all of a sudden it stops. So that's why you don't leave projects for a bit. But that's fine. I mean, it's color pulling yarn. And then here is sock number 2 that I've done. So it's pooling again. We'll see if this one continues pooling. But yeah, I'm hoping I can finish this fairly soon. I'd like to get some vanilla socks on the needles for myself. I haven't knit myself a pair of socks in a long time. Like over 6 months. And I wear them every day, so it would be well worth it. See, I'm wearing my, what are these called? String of Hearts socks that I only did to right here. So that is in my By the Bay Bag Co bag, mini bag, and my By the Bay Bag Co mid-size bag. I don't remember what all the size names are. I know this one's El Grande. But this one is one that I started and I'm going to rip out. So I've been wanting to knit a Dear Dwo sweater for myself ever since I knit the sample one for Rachel of ZZ Textiles. And I don't have any DK in my stash. I mean, I've got some suri I can dye up. I've got bare suri, which I could use or not. But here in Arkansas, it is on the warmer side. And so having a suri or a mohair sweater, I've got 2 that I do not wear because it's just, they're too warm, way too warm. And so I'm kind of trying to add it. I'm doing some adaptations or some modifications to make it fingering weight. So I'm knitting like a size up on smaller needles to get the size that I want. And so this is how I started. I have so many single skeins from when I did swatches, sample swatches for Addie of Ruby and Rose's Yarn Airy Islands collection, I think is what she called it. And so I was trying to just pick and choose, and I was going to do a color block with 3 different skeins. And I don't remember all the names of these. There were so many, I just don't remember them. But I'm a blue person, and so this is what I had picked out. I was going to do this color for the cuffs, the collar, and the hem. And so here's the hem. The Dear Duomo is a bottom up. So I got to the hem and then, or finished the hem, and then I did this, I don't remember is called, but I love it. I did this side. Oof. And then I ran out of this after I did the math and I'd cut off enough to do the sleeves in this, so that way the sleeves match the same. You know, I haven't even told you what I'm wearing. We'll do that after this. That'll be the last thing I talk about. So I'd done all the math to get it to where it needs to be. Is kind of where I'm at, sleeves wise. And then I wasn't quite ready to start the blue because I want to finish it off here. So I did a little bit of this, and I just wasn't a fan of it. And even holding it up now, I don't think so. It's not on needles. I have it on, yeah, I have it fully on a barber cord. The fit is great because it's supposed to be like it's oversized sweatshirt, so this would have been the back, but I got to where I split for sleeves, and this is so these are very high-waisted jeans. This is a very cropped sweater underneath, and I want this longer, and so I would need to add more here. So if anything, I would rip back to here and add more length in this very light blue. but I just wasn't in love with the colors and how that was turning out. So I stopped and called my sister who went to art school, laid out all the yarn, and we picked out something else. So I want to show you, I've almost knit 2 whole sweater bodies. Actually, I have knit 2 whole sweater bodies. Take this one off. So I knit this all before last week, I think. Maybe a week and a half. This is, so all Ruby and Rose's yarn. I don't know the colorway names. Still attached. Will very likely be used for another sweater. You may see lots of striped sweaters in the future, or you may see lots of socks. Because my goal is to knit through that box. Maybe I'll go pull it out. I might do that. But I'm going off on a tangent. This is the colors that my sister helped me pick out, and this is where we are at on this. Again, I don't know the colorways. It's still the Dear Duomo sweater by, who is it by? I don't remember her name. Seunghee, I think is what it is. Seunghee Hong. I hope I'm saying that correctly, but I'm probably not. It's a gorgeous, like, perfect sweatshirt style. It broke my heart to knit that sample and give it away. But it was hers, obviously, because it was a sample knit. So I am in a funky spot to show you. But I have split for sleeves and finished the back. So here is what we ended up with. My sister helped me choose. And I think this definitely turned out great. So I have a skein of each, except for this. This was like a lot less than the others. I had like 90 grams of each of these. And so I'm doing 10 rounds, 5 rounds, 10 rounds, 5 rounds, and so on and so forth. So they're going to be evenly used for the most part. I know this variegated yarn is Street Cart. And then here I've got all the way to the back. Now, it's going to be a little funky. With this being bottom up, it's so difficult to do like the short row shaping for the neck and stuff. This is short row shaping for the back. And so like, I think I may even have more than, yeah, I definitely have more than 5 rows right there where those short rows are tallest. But I mean, it's not going to matter. If you ever look at your store-bought sweaters, like nothing matches up here in the seams and where the sleeves start. And so it's just, we're going to play around with it and it's going to look like that. It's going to look like a store-bought sweater. So I did the back is done. You bind off in the middle and do short rows to get each of the sleeves. And then you come back and pick up that double folded collar. And I am starting on the front. So I did this body a whole lot longer than the other. Let's see. This is so hard to show. Bottom up sweater. I'm loving it so far. I'm loving it so far. I think that was a good decision. There is a faux pearl stitch seam in there, and there's some body shaping and then some sleeve shaping, or like sleeve hole, armhole shaping as well. It's a very well written pattern and I've enjoyed knitting it the first time so much that obviously I'm knitting a second one. So yeah, I'm hoping I can finish this here soon. I think last time I had mentioned I was taking my CPA test. That happened on Monday. So I've taken this week off, and so I've gotten a lot more knitting done this week. Well, not really, but about the same. So yeah, I'm hoping I can finish this week, but I gotta start studying for the next part again. I enjoy it. I did order some yarn yesterday too. That's my first yarn purchase of this year. that's all I've been working on. That's it. 15 minutes in. That's fine. I do want to show you my sweater. This is what I knit my 2023 Advent from the Camels yarn. Moreland to Sea, I think is what the name of it was. I absolutely love this sweater. I do wish that I knit a bigger size. It's very cropped. It's bracelet length, but I think I'm pretty sure that's how it was designed. And I finally have high-waisted pants that it goes with. This is what I wore to church today and to work on Friday. So it fits great. I love it. It's definitely a negative ease. Like, you take it off and everybody's like, is that for you? Yes, it's knitting. It's negative ease. Looks just like stuff. I love the raglan details here. The fading, it's fantastic. I love it. But I feel like I can only wear it with high-waisted pants because comes just a little bit below my belly button, and I wouldn't be able to see it on other things. And I kind of wish I would have done it, I knit this as I opened it too. And I finished the body on December 25th. So I kept up with it, and then I went back into the sleeves, and then I went back a while ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, and finally woven all of the ends that were, down here. You can see there and down the side and all that. But if I would have seen everything before, I would have put this up top because I love these colors the most out of the whole Advent. And I have quite a bit left over from that, which I have a plan for. And that may be my next cast on for my next sweater. We could talk about that. I plan on using, let me go grab those 2 boxes. Hold on. They're just right here on the other side of the bed. So, I have all those leftovers here in their boxes. And then this is leftovers from my 2022 Fiber Fox Advent, which is a rainbow fade as well, and I knit that Find Your Fade in. I plan on combining those two together. Let's see, I have 165 grams of the Fiber Fox Advent because I've weighed it and wrote them all out. And then I'm pretty sure I have way more than that left over of this Advent. And I plan on knitting a Radvent cardigan. But I want to make all the same modifications that Brianna of the Little Wolf Knits made, where she did it where they match instead of going 1 through 25 or 1 through like halfway to then the other, or what's halfway of 25? 15, 14, 13 and 12. So like 1 to 12 and then 13 to 24 and then 25 as the center. I don't want that. I want them matching. So I'm going to have to do some work. I'm going to have to put it in fade order and then split each one in half, and then I'll go from there. And I probably have too much. I could probably take some out. But she also lengthened it because it was a crop, and she gave some length to it and then added more of like a shawl collar when you pick it up. I saw her wearing it in one of her podcasts through February or something. Because I'm behind on those, but that's okay. And I loved it. I loved the Advent cardigans when like Maddie and Kristen were knitting them 2 years ago or something from We Share Needles. But when they were cropped, and I just didn't like that look as much. But when I saw those modifications that Brianna made, it sold me. So it always also looked good in that rose cardigan that I'm going to knit one day. But alas, that yarn is packed away in where I want to keep all of my yarn. And then I have this box that sits under the bed. And then I have this bursting box that sits under the bed that has all of my Ruby and Roses yarns in it from like all the swatches and just leftover sample knits and yarn that I've bought. And there's 2 stacks of this, 2 rows. Let's see, so yeah, you can see there's that bright yellow right underneath there. So I got 2 bases in here. I've got soft rose and then plump rose, which this is her plump rose, which is an 80, I think they're both 85-15 now. It's just the plies and the twist that are different. I think that I want to say that's 2 ply, and then the soft rose is 4 ply. There's a visible difference and a visible feel, a textural difference as well. But I have no idea what I'm going to do with all of this yarn. I'm not much of a pinks person, and it's very pink heavy, but I could do pink. So let me know if I do want to keep the bases all the same. And so everything on this side is soft rose, and then everything on the bottom side is plump rose. And I have a lot of tonals plus a few like speckled. And there's those that are. See, I think that's left over from an advent. That's some older. That's like a few years old. That's her letter writer colorway, I think. Or I know it's from her letter writer collection. But if you have any ideas, I am a garment I prefer garments. I don't wear my shawls all so much. So if you have any suggestions for garments that are stripy or even fadey, I've thought about the Foundation Fade by S.Knit, Sarah Opie. And I never even told you what this sweater. This is the Coffeehouse Fade. I'm so all over the place. Maybe I'll just... This is the Coffeehouse Fade. She designed it with the Coast to Coast yarn Coffeehouse Solstice Countdown. I don't think it's technically an advent. And yeah, by Sarah Opie. I have quite a bit of her patterns that I want to knit. Like her new Ruska cardigan, but that's DK. And I don't want a striped cardigan, so I will eventually buy myself some DK. We'll get there. But I gotta but use some of this because I love it. And I don't feel like I can de-stash it and make money from them because they're really just leftovers from swatches that I did, and there's like 90 grams. But I don't know. That feels icky to me. And then I have some DK leftovers from all those swatches that I did. So I need some ideas of what I can knit with those. I am not really wanting color blocks, and there's so many stripes. Maybe some color work things. I can, but I can't just do a color work yoke because I only have 1 skein of each. I don't really have, this is the only one I have 2 skeins of because the rest of it's in here. And really, they aren't the same. There's slight differences to them, but I know there was a formula change between the two, or something changed between the two, but you could easily, I mean, I'm just looking at them right now. You can't really, maybe they're kind of getting blown out. Yeah, maybe you can see it in that. I see it more in, this one's brighter than that one. Could just be the way the yarn's wound around it. I don't know. No, there's differences. I see it in the camera. I don't see it in person. But if I alternated skeins, you wouldn't notice. I just need some ideas. I'm so done with it. I could just knit myself that many socks too. I need your ideas. I need your help. Please, 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 and thank you. So, you may see a Radvent cardigan next with all of these, because that's fairly simple knitting. I will just have to do the weighing, cutting, and all that jazz. Relay everything out. And then I need to get a skein or two of yarn for the hemming, the collar, the cuffs, and the bottom hem. Which I think I have some options. So I hope, I mean, I don't really have much else to talk about. It's been a busy few weeks. It is tax season as a accounting or at a CPA firm. It's busy, busy, busy. And kids have been great. Weather's been great. We've actually gotten to spend some time outside here lately, which has helped a bunch. And I think my plan this afternoon is to go through their clothes and clean out their drawers of things that don't fit any longer. It's been needing to be done for a bit, so I think I'm gonna head off and do that. I'm sorry for my rambliness and my scatterbrainness, but I feel better showing off all of what I've done. Maybe next time you'll see a finished pair of socks and a finished sweater. We will see. We will see. I don't know when I'll be able to podcast next, but I hope you have a good few weeks, month, however long it'll be. And I will talk to you somewhat soon. Okay.